also, which is now coming up next. I would request your screen to be, the screen sharing to be stopped so that we can have our next speaker coming in. So thank you, Vibha Didi, and thank you, Mukesh ji, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. Please share.
Gaurang ji, I would kindly request you to please unmute yourself and also switch on your camera. We are on behalf of Lamarck School of Art and Bhavita Foundation. I welcome you for the session today on this National Handloom Day that we are celebrating. And we are very grateful for you to having accepted our invitation to come in and present the various weaves of India. You are the most celebrated designer when it comes to textile design, years of expertise and so much of detail that you have also put in promoting khadi and handloom weavers across India. I know 800 has been the number which has been working, and it is an ever growing number. I don't know where it has reached today, but much more. And happy to have the national award winning designer here for all of you with you. So namaste Gaurang ji, and I think I will not speak more because we have very little of time, and I know you are lined up for a lot more after this. So over to you. Thank you, Gaurang ji.
Namaste and good afternoon to all. Can I request all your videos to be switched on, because I like to speak to people. I don't like these blank screens. Can I request all of you to switch on your videos? Thank you.
I'm very happy that Vibha Didi are also with us now, because Vibha Didi, after Gaurang ji, I may also pull up some questions for you. So please rahiyega hamare saath. And yes, Gaurang ji, lovely to have you with the audience.
So I'm Gaurang. I'm based in Hyderabad. I started working with weavers at a very young age. I'm young now also, but I started about 22 years back. And the journey started much more longer than that. Before that, when I was about say 10 years old, after school, I used to go to my father's store, which was a small matching center. We used to sell blouse material to help my father. And that is where I learned all about textiles. I learned about colors, textures, different weaves and all. So that was my school. My father's store was my school, my design school, my practical school. I have not learned any designing from any design school as such. And in 1999, I started working with a weaver from Upada village in Kakinada district, Andhra Pradesh. Somehow that fascination for saris started growing in me very long when I started in my father's store. It was like a 6 meters of canvas for an artist who can design any kind of design on a 6 meters canvas. It was like a dream come true for me. And the whole concept of weaving started growing in me in those times. And by chance in 1999, I met with a weaver from Kakinada, and I wanted to start designing. And I said, okay, I will give you some inputs. Let me start working with you and you work with me. And we start working on some designs which I would like to give. So he said, before you give the designs, do you know how the drawings happen, how the loom is set up, how the dyeing is done, the sizing and of the warp and the jamdani, the weave technique? I said, no, I don't know anything about this, but I want to start working with you and design saris. So he said, why don't you come to the village, stay with us and learn the whole weaving process. So I went to Pada, stayed there for about 2-3 weeks and learned the whole from A to Z of the weaving process. And it was a very fascinating experience and learning experience. And after coming back from there, I started giving them my inputs. In those times, handloom was almost like a dead thing. Only chiffons, georgettes and embroideries was the in thing. And my input started going to the weavers in Upada. I changed the total concept of Upada. Upada in those times used to be woven in mercerized cotton blended by silk, which used to stick to the body. You can't put starch to it. The colors were very muted. The designs were very, I don't say it was bad. It was very traditional, but people were looking for something like a wow factor. And that's what I come in. So I get my inspiration from, you can say, from anywhere. I read lots of books, internet. When I observe things, when I meet people, I get ideas. And that's how I started working. And one by one, after Upada, I started working with Kota, then the Banaras weave techniques, then the Kanjivaram, the Patan Patola, the Paithanis, and slowly, I started working with more than, I had in each and every village more than 120 to 150 looms. And by chance now, by God's grace, today I have more than 3,000 artisans under me. And it's not only weaving, I do lots of surface textures like kalamkari, bandhanis, shiboris, tie and dye from Rajasthan, chikankari embroidery, Kashmiri, all the traditional forgotten handcrafted and handwoven textiles. And somewhere in the year 2010-11, this whole idea about being a designer started growing. These fashion weeks started coming up. Lakme was happening, FDCI was happening, and customers used to come and tell me, we want to see designer saris. We want to see designer saris. And when I tell them, see, why are these not designer saris, the Khadi Jamdanis or the Paithanis or the Upadas? For them, a designer sari was someone who has showcased on a ramp. Summer of 2012, where I had shown organza and Khadi Jamdani's outfits and saris. That's how the journey of being a designer started. And from 2012 to 2020, I must have done almost about 60 shows worldwide. I retail through my own stores. I have about 9 stores all over the world. And each and every different type of Jamdani, whichever happens in India, I do that. I can show you some video of the different Jamdanis which happen in 4 states of India. I'll play a video. 1 second. Can you see? Hello.
Yes, Gaurangji, the video is very clearly visible.
Okay.
We can see the video.
So this is from the Banaras
Yes.
village. So this is where Jamdani I do in different kinds of textures. I do in organza, I do in silk, I do Muga Tussar, I do Khadi also in Banaras. Banaras is one of the most oldest weaving villages of India. The knowledge which these set of weavers have is very vast. Whatever design, whatever texture, whatever yarn I give them, they never say no. So you can see we have a Jala jacquard which helps in lifting the warp according to the design, and the weaver puts the tilli, which is the extra weft, which we call, which forms the Jamdani technique of weaving. So in a day, maybe depending on the design, about a ½ inch to an inch is woven. Varanasi is a village where one of the most intricate Jamdanis happen of mine. This is Kota, Rajasthan. The difference between Kota and Banaras is that the texture, the base fabric is different. Here the Kota is in cotton basically. It's like a net kind of a textile. But to give the net textile, they put a very thin, fine silk between two strands of cotton. You can't see that silk yarn. So you feel that this is like it's a missing weave, which gives the net form a texture. Here also a Jala is tied for the design. A graph is given to the weaver. The graph size can be anywhere between 20 inches by 20 inches to 40 inches by 40 inches. I do lots of geometrics. I explore with lots of geometric designs in Kota. This is one of the design. Here also maybe in a day about 10 inches woven, depending on the design, the intricacy, the number of colors. The next coming up is Khadi Jamdani in the village Srikakulam in Andhra Pradesh. This Jamdani is of a very different kind. Here a design paper is put underneath the warp. The yarn, the weaver looks at the design and accordingly counts the warp and lifts the thread and puts the extra weft, which is the Jamdani technique of weaving. The weaver has to be very sharp, very knowledgeable and expert. It can be a single thread of warp to lift and put the tilly to create the design. In an inch, there are about 50 threads, 50 strands of khadi. So in the whole width, which is about 48 inches, so 48 into 50, that's 9,600 threads. So imagine out of 9,600 threads, the weaver has to lift the correct number of yarn to give the shape to the design. So here maybe in a day, about half a centimeter is woven. Again, depending on the design and the colors. So here we have the warp, we have the weft, we have the tilly, the extra weft which forms the design. The beauty of Jamdani is that every half centimeter can be a different design, different color thread, different yarn. Whereas in a jacquard design, in a jacquard weaving technique, once the design is set, once the color of the thread is set, you need to keep on repeating that. And a jacquard design is at the most 4 inches by 4 inches, which keeps repeating, which happens in like a place called Kanjivaram. The Kanjivaram saris are jacquard. Even in Banaras, they do jacquard. So the design is about not more than 4 inches by 4 inches. Whereas in Jamdani, the one design can be 6 meters long without any repetitions. The next we come to Paithan, Maharashtra, one of the most intricate Jamdani techniques. So in Khadi, in Srikakulam, you have seen the warp, the weft and the extra weft, which is the tilly, which is forming the design. In Paithan, we have the warp and we have only the extra weft. We don't have the weft which forms the body of the sari. So by Jamdani only, with the help of extra weft only, the base of the sari is created. So imagine it's double the work than the Srikakulam Jamdani. Here the colors of the flowers, the leaves are more intense because the weft is not there. So it happens like in Srikakulam, it is warp plus weft plus extra Jamdani, extra weft. Here it is only the warp and the extra weft. So it's 1 plus 1 equal to 2 there. Here it is just 1 plus 1 equal to 1. The number of tillies can go up to 300 tillies. You can see the number of tillies here. The weaver has to put the right tilly at the right place. This weaving technique of Jamdani originated from Bangladesh. So in Bangladesh, we give a graph to them, to the weaver. The weaver looks at the graph, does his mathematical calculations, and without any other reference, with his mathematical calculations, lifts the number of warp threads and does the Jamdani. He doesn't put any paper underneath. He doesn't tie a jala. So that is also one of the most intricate Jamdani techniques. You can see the intricacy of the designs. And this tradition of Jamdani, of weaving, is nowhere in. This is our culture, which we need to take forward. About 5 years back, I started working on a very unusual project, which was recreating Raja Ravi Verma's painting in Khadi saris. So it is something like you are painting on a sari, but I got the paintings woven. Let me share with you a video. 1 minute. Sorry, I'm bad at technology. मेरे को ये चालू करो. 1 minute.
कोई नहीं गौरांग जी, you're going very good. I'm already getting a lot of messages where people have been loving the presentation in terms of the videos that you have shown.
They will love this more now. Wait 1
जी
minute.
गौरव जी बहुत ही बढ़िया. Thank you.
इनफैक्ट हम जो अभी नेक्स्ट प्रेजेंटेशन देखने वाले हैं, मैंने खुद विटनेस किया था गौरांग जी का जब ये एग्जीबिशन था संतति मुंबई में. इन्होंने जो रवि वर्मा जी की पेंटिंग्स को एक्चुअली मतलब जो आप वीविंग की ये साड़ियां देखेंगे तो लगेगा ही नहीं कि पेंटिंग है या एक्चुअली हैंड वीव किया है. इतनी खूबसूरती से इन्होंने ये पूरा कैनवस रेडी किया है. सो आई थिंक लेट गौरांग जी स्पीक अबाउट इट. इट विल बी मोर नाइसर.
So this project is Khadi a canvas, recreating Ravi Varma's paintings in weaving in Jamdani on Khadi and only in natural dyes. So this was a project which my friend Lavina Baldota from Hospit and me had thought of say very long back. It was in way back 2010 that we wanted to do something like art on textiles. But this project started only in the year 2015. So it's been 5 years we have been working on this and released this on 2019, 2nd October at NGMA Bombay. So it was an ode to Gandhi ji. It was about 150 count of khadi we have taken. The Jamdani technique of weaving, the design, the whole painting is been woven with the different kinds of yarn which were all natural dyed. So I have woven till now. I had to weave for 54 paintings, but only 34 could be ready. So for 54 paintings, we created about 600 shades of natural dye, 200 kgs of yarn, and that too very different. Like you can see, these women are weaving a Ganesh ji ka painting. So here you can see the base, the skin of Ganesh ji is woven by khadi yarn. The clothing are woven by silk yarn. The background red behind the Ganesh ji in the chakra is of muga yarn. So all different kinds of yarn I had to give the exact effect of the painting, to give a 3D effect of the painting. And that was a very difficult job. It's been 5 years since we were working on this project. The natural dyeing of the yarn took place in Gujarat in Ajrakpur. It took about 6 to 7 months. And there's a story behind these women weavers also. So in the year 2015, my full-fledged work was going on in this village, Khadi Jamdanis. And a group of women came to us who were working in fields, who were selling vegetables, who were not connected with the weaver community. Generally, we have the weaver community which comes from their ancestors, generation to generation. But these women were all poor women working in the fields or selling vegetables and doing those labor kind of jobs. So they came to us and said, sir, we would like to learn weaving because we see that your weavers are flourishing. You give them continuous work throughout the year. You pay them very well. So can you please teach us weaving? And we thought, why not? Good opportunity for us to get in more weavers. And we got in this first a set of 4 women. We taught them. Looking at them, today we have about 70 women weavers who never in their life have anywhere in their life, no one in their family has touched a weaving technique of. So all these Ravi Varma saris were woven by this set of women weavers. So this is a scene from the Ram Sita Swayamvar. Okay, the video is over. So this was a very interesting project which I had done.
बहुत ही जबरदस्त, बढ़िया.
Can I get some questions? Anyone has anything? Can you switch on your videos?
जी विभा दीदी कुछ पूछना चाहती है.
Yeah, विभा दीदी बोलिए.
Words. I'm amazed, stunned that such beautiful thing can be done in this country.
Thank
and
you.
Especially for training people who don't know how to do it, because I always felt that the craftsmanship doesn't come easily. It's commendable that you could train them.
अरे इट्स
and
वेरी
bring out
इजी.
something
अगर
so beautiful.
सीखने की इच्छा हो तो सब सीख सकते हैं, क्यों नहीं सीख सकते? हमने भी तो सीखा है टेक्सटाइल, हमारे भी कोई टेक्सटाइल का बैकग्राउंड नहीं था.
Congratulations, and
थैंक यू.
getting 600 colors of natural dyes. We know how difficult it is to get these.
That was the biggest challenge. Weaving तो ठीक है हो जाता है. And the
Yeah.
colors what we developed were like baby pinks and peaches and lemon yellows
Yeah.
and lemon greens and all those colors. So we had to put the yarn dyed into different kinds of temperatures to get those right shades. अच्छा बन के आने के
Gaurang,
बाद
if you don't mind,
3
you
साल
should
तक हमको उसको
document them.
संभाल के रखना था, वो भी था.
Right. Yeah, I think you should document it, make a book, because it's rare. It's very rare to have people who start with scratch and make something so unbelievable historically.
करेंगे, वो भी करेंगे.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone would like to know more about weaving? Are these textile design students or fashion design?
So we have a mix of both. There are textile and fashion students both, but since we had a lot of audience who wanted to take up this session, we have linked them up on YouTube.
Okay.
So we have a part on Zoom and others on YouTube. I have a very dear friend of mine, Miguel, Miguel has joined us from Argentina, and he's the director of sustainable textiles there, and he's amazed by the work that is happening right from the presentation that began. In Miguel, maybe if you have a question or you want to discuss anything, I've been having an expert discussion with Vibha Didi and Gaurang ji, actually discussing natural color, 600 of them. I don't know how they were made, and a good suggestion of preserving them. But Miguel, maybe if you have a question.
Really, I haven't, but I have a comment. I love a lot, so congratulations, and no more. So congratulations, and enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel. Yes, from the student section, if you all have any questions, please, you are free to ask us. We got some coming up on the chat box. Okay.
Okay, there is a question. You are how you are presenting it, how you are weaving it, and then it's up to you how you are taking it to your fashion, right? How you are going to put it in your garments.
Gaurangji, I have one question from Veena Shah, who wants to know if you can give them some insights on Patan Patola. Yeah,
see, the process of creating a Patan sari starts with a graph. First is the concept and then the graph. Okay. And then after the graph, the yarn is tie-dyed. So the tie-dye process, depending on the design and the colors, takes about almost 4 to 5 months. And the real Patan Patola will have 8 strands of warp, 8 strands of silk twisted together in the warp and 6 strands in the weft. So imagine 8 strands of warp का design को अपने को बांधना है, उसको पूरा tie and dye. If you go about 8 colors in a sari, so 9 times you have to do the tying and dyeing process, and it has to be very clear, very precise, right? And then it comes to the weaving portion. So weaving of a sari takes about 2 months. Since it's a double ikat, the clarity of the design, the clarity of the color has to be perfect. When a design, like something like a design is a crisscrossing, or you have a tiger design, the whole body of the tiger will be in yellow color. There should not be any other color which is outside the tiger to come in the tiger. It has to be so precise weaving. So you need a very, very skilled labor to do this. And since each sari takes the tie-dye, the drawing and the weaving, say in 10 months, the first sari comes out. So imagine the 10 months ka labor which you have to pay the weaver. That is why it's expensive. It's not only Patan is expensive, Paithani is more expensive. For each sari, a good design minimum is 1.5 to 2 years to weave a sari. So we need to keep on
Well, also there is a Gaurang, there's one question from Sapna who wants to know that if she wants to get into the retailing business of Banaras, Patan and Paithani saris, what is your advice to them?
Yeah, you can get into the business. It's not that it is this thing, but you need to be very sure that what you want to do and how you are going to. Are you going to design and create and sell, or you just want to source and sell? It's both ways. See, for me, it is from the thought process till the sari is ready and the selling, everything I do. So it depends now. If you want to source and sell, then you have to have the, even if you are sourcing and selling or you're designing and selling, you have to have the knowledge of weaving. It to you. So you need to be perfect in your knowledge. Even the Paithani sari, you go to Paithan today, you go to Yavla today, they are using jacquard technique of weaving and giving the same effect as Paithani, the jamdani. And lots of customers, like ladies, go to these villages and buy, and they get duped because they don't know the weaving technique. So they, when weaver says ki, and every weaver tells ki, ये तो हम गौरंग के लिए बनाते हैं, वो आपको 1 लाख में बेचेंगे, हम आपको 50,000 में देंगे.
Yeah, true. That is. I've heard that.
Yeah. So if I am selling for 1 lakh, why is he selling for 50,000? Na?
True.
We have a couple of more questions in the chat box. Gaurang,
So
do you
many
want me to
ladies
share
are
that?
selling online from sourcing others. So what these ladies do is, see, there are lots of weavers in the market, right? There are lots of weavers who are weaving, creating and selling. So they have stocks. But these ladies now, what they do is they don't buy from them. They take on consignment basis. जो बिका बिका, जो नहीं बिका वो वापस जाएगा वीवर को. It's a time pass thing for them. It's not a real business what they are running.
Right. Gaurang, also there is a beautiful video that you had shared with me for Banaras weavers. Do you want to put that up and put some insights on Banaras weaving?
Which was that? I don't remember. The video which I showed you first was Banaras weaving only.
Okay, okay. Also, you know, this...
So how many of you students want to work with weavers? Every time I ask question to all the schools where I go and give a talk, and hardly I get any hands up. Everyone wants to only copy the West, only want to do gowns. Huh? I don't get out of 150, 160 people whom I give a talk to, only 1 or 2 half-heartedly their hands come up. Everyone wants to do only Western gowns and Western garments. No one wants to work with saris, Indian textiles.
I would definitely tell you, Gaurang, because I had around nearly 10 students who came for the Santati exhibition inauguration to the Bombay when you were there, and they were presenting and interacting with you. With a presentation like that, they were really inspired and touched. And yes, people have started to think about textile on those lines. You know, that's the time when students really change their minds. So I would say that your designer like you is really doing a lot in giving this insight, because students in the first stage really don't even know the difference between textile and fashion. To be very honest, I being into education, being there every day discussing this with them, they have this biggest difficulty to understand the difference between a textile industry and the fashion industry at large.
But nowadays, internet is in their hand. They get to know everything.
So true. Very true.
Before joining any school for any course, they have to do their research, na, what they want to do in their life.
Right.
हमारे ज़माने में कुछ नहीं था, अभी तो सब कुछ है इनके हाथ में.
Okay, well, on YouTube, because our students are more on YouTube than this channel, which was given to a lot of industry professionals. So on YouTube, I will send you a screenshot of maximum students raising their hands to say that they are really waiting to work with you.
2 years back, I had a group of about 12 girls coming to me from different colleges all over India. We had sent a notice to everyone that I would like to get these girls and teach them weaving. Believe me, 2 months they were here, masti, moj, kha, pike, bas. They went back, they did nothing. Nothing they did. From that day onwards, I said, no, please. Till anyone is serious, I am not going to get anyone here. Because we are purely textiles. We are not anywhere related to fashion. I make it very clear in the beginning itself. It's pure handloom, working with weavers, creating drawings, working with weavers. That's it. Nowhere we are related to fashion. And that too, mostly 90% it is saris. I love saris, I create saris, I sell saris, I breathe saris.
And that's amazing.
And that no one wants to work on saris. No one wants to work on saris.
But I'll tell you, saris today are still the most highly sold.
I know it is there. I know it is there, but still,
yes.
There are not enough people working on saris, right? गिने चुने हैं, बोलो कितने हैं? आज 4 या 5?
बहुत कम है, बहुत ही कम।
There are thousands of design schools all over India. कितने लोग निकल के कितने लोग साड़ी से काम करते हैं? What I have been doing since 22 years, कोई नजदीक भी आया है इतना करने के लिए?
बहुत मुश्किल।
I work in so many sectors. ठीक है, छोड़ो, एक सेक्टर में तो कोई करके दिखाओ, कुछ डिफरेंट करके दिखाओ।
And weavers are waiting. Yes. जी समीरा जी, मुझे एक रिक्वेस्ट थी।
हाँ मुकेश जी, प्लीज बोलिए।
आप प्लीज गौरंग साहब का मुझे प्लीज कांटेक्ट नंबर शेयर कीजिएगा।
लिख लीजिए, हम ही बोल देते हैं, लिख लीजिए 98480।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
मैं दे दूंगी, मैं भिजवा दूंगी मुकेश जी आपको।
यस,
98480 29120।
29120। थैंक यू सो मच सर।
थैंक यू।
So,
हाँ बोलिए मैम।
yes, Gaurang ji, we have a lot of questions. Yes, Vibha दीदी।
हाँ, मुझे एक तो कहना है कि जो तुम कर रहे हो वो बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन है इंडिया के लिए, क्योंकि हमने ये पूरा टेक्नोलॉजी और उसके पीछे का पूरा शास्त्र और उसके साथ में जो इनर स्टेबिलिटी है वो सब खत्म हुई है। इसलिए तुम जो कर रहे हो एक चीज को फिर से नया शुरू करना बहुत बड़ी बात है। पर मुझे तुमसे एक क्वेश्चन है कि जो स्पूरियस बनाते हैं, जो गलत ढंग से बनाते हैं, सस्ता बनाते हैं, उसके कारण जो असली आर्टिजन्स हैं वो बहुत तकलीफ में होते हैं, बिकॉज दे डोंट गेट दैट मच मनी। सस्ते में बिकता है इसलिए लोग उसकी तरफ जाते हैं और असली चीजें नहीं खरीदते हैं। तो क्या करना चाहिए, क्योंकि हर जगह पर है, बनारस से लेकर हर जगह
हम
पर।
हमारा एग्जाम्पल देते हैं। हम कांजीवरम में बहुत बड़ा काम करते हैं। हमारा काम होता है कंची में। हमारा 6 प्लाई का सिल्क का, जो पुराने जमाने की कंची साड़ी बनती थी उसी टाइप की बनती है। 6 प्लाई सिल्क यूज होता है, 100% प्योर जरी यूज होती है। हमारी साड़ी रिटेल होती है 1.25 लाख से लेकर 3 लाख तक में जाती है। अभी हमारी कॉपी बनती है कांची में ही बनती है हमारी कॉपी, जो वहां पे अबाउट 30-40 हजार में बिकती है। सेम कॉपी बनती है आंध्रा में धर्मावरम में, जहां पे 10-12 हजार में बिकती है। सेम कॉपी बनती है सूरत में, जहां पे 1000 रुपए में भी बनती है। तो 3 जगह बनती है हमारी कॉपी, 3 अलग प्राइस रेंज में। ठीक है, हम भी उतना ही माल बेचते हैं, सूरत वाला भी उतना ही बेचता है, धर्मावरम भी वाला उतना ही बेचता है और कंची वाला भी उतना ही बेचता है। सेल चारों की उतनी ही रहती है। सिर्फ हम क्या करते हैं, हमको हमारा जैसा, हमको तो शोज और ये सब करना जरूरी है, इंस्टाग्राम पे भी डालना जरूरी है। एज अ डिजाइनर आई नीड टू बी इन द न्यूज ऑलवेज। जो जैसा हमारा कोई डिजाइन जैसा ये बाहर निकल जाता है और कॉपी होना शुरू हो जाता है, हम उससे 10 कदम आगे रहते हैं डिजाइनिंग में। जैसा आप आपके नेचुरल डाई की ब्लॉक प्रिंटिंग करते हैं, हमको मालूम है कि आपके प्रिंट्स जो है सूरत में तो बहुत बुरी तरीके से पिटते होंगे वो सब। आपको एक ही काम करना है, आपको उनसे 6, 8, 10 कदम आगे रहना है डिजाइनिंग में, नई चीज बनाने में। बस वही तरीका है इनको तोड़ने का। ये एक ही तरीका है इनको तोड़ने का, और कोई तरीका नहीं है। हमारा एक फुल टाइम लॉयर है जो इन सब के पीछे पड़ा रहता है, सबको नोटिस भी जाते हैं, लेकिन कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता इन लोगों को। अभी हाल ही में हमारा एक फोटोग्राफ है जो तापसी पन्नू से हमने शूट किया था। एक हैंड पेंटेड कलमकारी की साड़ी है, हमने हैंड वोवन सैटिन बना के उसको किया है। राजस्थान के मिनिएचर पेंटिंग्स पूरे उसमें किए हैं, एंड वेरी अनयूजुअल शेड ऑफ हमने इंडिगो को और ग्रीन को मिला के उसके बेस में पेंट किया था। इंस्टाग्राम पे हमको एक दिखा है, कोई सूरत का प्रिंटर है, सेम टू सेम उसने कॉपी मारा है। उसने इंस्टाग्राम पे तापसी की फोटो डाला है और साथ में उसके प्रिंटेड साड़ी की फोटो डाल दिया है उसने। हमारे टीम ने उसको कांटेक्ट किया एक अलग तरीके से, और उन्होंने बोला है कि हम आपको ये 700-750 में ये साड़ी दे देंगे, और आपको चाहिए तो एक सैंपल बना के देंगे, और फिर दिन में हम आपको 500 साड़ी का आपको प्रोडक्शन दे सकते हैं इसका। अब बोलिए क्या करेंगे। हमारी साड़ी बिकती है वो अबाउट 2.25 लाख की है वो, और वो 700 रुपए में बना के देने को रेडी है। हमने पाटन पटोला का शो किया था लैक्मी में 2013 में। बहुत मुश्किल से हमने इतना सब डेवलप करके बनाया था, और किरण खेर जी चली थी हमारे लिए रैंप पे, उनके लिए हमने बनाया था स्पेशल ऑफ वाइट बैकग्राउंड का 6 कलर का पाटन की साड़ी, जो शो से एक दिन पहले रात में ही बन के मेरे हाथ में आई थी। वो साड़ी सूरत ने कॉपी कर दिया, प्रिंट कि कुछ नया कहीं मिल जाए और हम उसकी कॉपी करें. किसी को मेहनत नहीं करना है, बस कॉपी करना है यहाँ पे.
And this advice or this very important point that you made, where you're saying that yes, we need to be 6 months, we need to be ahead of that.
So that's what I have realized over the years. Before even I used to sit my head, हाथ पकड़ के सर पकड़ के बैठ जाता था, रोता था कि ये क्या है, इतना मेहनत करके हमने डिजाइन बनाया है, इतना थॉट प्रोसेस लग जाता है. You won't believe how I get designs also. Even I don't know. When I'm traveling, I'm in the flight, I get up early in the morning. Every day I get up almost at 3:30 in the morning. And that is the time I get my designs. When I'm doing a fashion show, 3 in the morning, I see whole show of mine in my mind. कि हम ऐसा करेंगे, हम ये music लगाएंगे, and I imagine all these things. So it is very depressing when you see your copies out and what rate and what quality. Okay, if it is somewhere near about, if mine is ₹1,00,000 and someone is come out with an 80,000-90,000, then okay. Or 3 elements in it.
Right.
So for Ardhangini, I had a Kanjivaram, which was the first thing on a ramp. Sometimes someone has shown. So that was in the year 2012 in August. And in 2011, by chance, I had got this weaver who was ready to weave any design I give. And I was hell-bent on doing all the very old traditional Kanjivaram designs, which was almost dead at those times. So this weaver was ready to do, and I had always a fascination for big, huge borders. So my borders used to start from 12 inches to go up to 24 inches. Okay. And this was the only person who was ready to do. So I started working with him in 2011. So when this 2012 show was coming up in August, that was the right time for me to show this collection, because it was the wedding season coming up. And the colors, what I had thought was yellows, oranges, reds. Only these 3 colors I had played with in the show. I had done a backing of green color, which was another element added. Then I needed, always I have 3 to 4 elements together in one collection. And I was working, I always had something that I wanted to create a bright colors in kalamkari, something very unusual. So this was a challenge. I said Kanjivaram ke saath kalamkari will go very well with it. So the Kanjivarams were in yellows, oranges, reds, and pinks. So how do I get those colors in kalamkari? So what I did was I took those bright color ka silk fabric and did the reverse of the kalamkari. Generally, the kalamkari is done with the design, and then you get those natural dyes, muted colors. Here, what I did, I was like, how Vibhaji आप लोग करते हैं, गत की printing करते हैं, हमने गत में kalamkari के painting कर दिया. तो हमारा जो फैब्रिक था पिंक कलर का, सपोज फैब्रिक था, हमने उसमें ब्लैक कलर से उसमें गत में डिजाइन उसको फिल कर दिया, तो हमारा डिजाइन तो पिंक कलर उठ के आ गया. So I tried that reverse technique. And I was like successful, and you could see that on the ramp, it was something very unusual. No one could make out that it was a hand-painted kalamkari. When I first, in the press interview, I told that this was kalamkari, people were astonished. कि kalamkari में तो हम लोग वो हमेशा muted tones देखते हैं, ये कलर ही कैसा आएगा kalamkari में?
Right.
But that's an innovation. See, kalamkari में कोई किसी ने ऐसा कुछ किया नहीं था. So that's an innovation which has come up.
So I'm sure, Gaurangji, you've always been very experimental, and this is a real.
I have to be again. I come back to the same thing. I have to be experimental. I have to be 10 steps ahead of my competitors, of my copycats.
Perfect, amazing. But with this, you also are creating a lot of platforms, and you're always promoting art, because there is this one Craft Council of Telangana, with which you have been highly admired. For years, you have this initiative where you have every year supporting around nearly 40 emerging talents and giving them a platform in exhibition.
So this was about, I think, 5 years back. Craft Council of Hyderabad had come to me and said, let's do something very unusual. And I gave them this idea that every time you call your own set of, you can say, traders or weavers who come and display and sell, why don't we call this time a weaver from every region? And mostly these were weavers who were working for me.
Right.
So we got them, we did a fashion show, we created such an atmosphere, a huge hall we had taken where we do generally exhibitions mein sabko stall milta hai, samjho 6 feet by 6 feet ka and something like that. Here I had given them each one a stall of 20 feet by 20 feet. We'd created a very like a luxurious atmosphere. And my instruction to all these weavers were that I know that you work for me, you have been creating something outstanding which I have given to you. You are not supposed to sell my designs there. But at the same time, you have to create on your own and sell at this exhibition. You are not going to get your run-of-the-mill, jo market mein milta hai, that stuff. So we had almost given them about a year's time to create things, especially for Kausalyam. And it was such a, like, you see every day exhibitions happens in these 5-star hotels. Every city you see one or the other exhibition. There is no difference between each one and the other. So I wanted to create a platform where these artists can come, these weavers can come and directly interact with customers. I wanted them to learn selling also. Because when I am creating, I am selling, I know how difficult it is. I open 100 saris in front of a customer and she just gets up, mujhe pasand nahi hai, and go away. So I wanted those weavers to learn. What happens is weaver weaves a sari and gives me, we pay him off immediately. He's very happy. But when I getting that money, when I'm selling that sari, that may happen immediately. That may happen about 2 years also down the line. So I wanted those weavers to experience selling also, that it is not easy. Plus I wanted those weavers to experience and learn that they make mistakes, which I agree to because I know that they have made mistakes, but I wanted them to learn. When I give them something specific to weave and they make mistakes and come, still they take those pieces from them. But then at the same time, they should learn that they should not make mistakes. See, when I imagine a design, a sari, a color combination, a texture, a yarn, I imagine and I think so much that I know that when the sari is ready, I can sell it very easily. I know that this has come today and I will sell it to this lady. So I'm sure of it. But if the weaver makes mistakes, it is difficult for me to sell. So I wanted them to learn that also.
Okay. So yeah, I'm sure this has been very good to know the weaver side of the story, but I want you to a little highlight, talking to us about the consumer or the customer side of the story, because it is known that, you are very well versed knowing the changing tastes of Indian women. And you at your pulse, about what the next trend or the next expectation is going to be.
I have never gone towards, I've never gone what the trend is, or I've never gone with that, what do you call that international fashion mein bolte hain na, ki ye saal to green in hai, ya magenta in hai. I've never
fashion
gone with
forecasting.
That. I have always, what is that fancy word of forecasting, right? So yes. I have always gone, yahan se. What this says, I do it. This heart should be satisfied of what I am doing, of the design. When I am thinking this and this works together, something tells me, yes, this is right. This is going to be turning out beautiful. So I push my weavers to the limit. I give them every know-how, help, anything at every stage of weaving. Yarn nahi mil raha hai, color nahi ho raha hai. I'll give you an example. So I started working with Patan Patola weavers in the year 2011. Okay. 2011, when I started working, they were doing the traditional 4-5 colors. They were doing the traditional designs. Over the years, I started slowly changing their colors. The designs were the same. Since last 3 years, I changed the designs also. But then I was seeing that they were not exploring much with colors. Only about 1 or 2 were changing. I wanted to try out light pastel colors in Patan. They were not able to do that. 3 to 4 times I asked my weaver, why you are not doing these colors? They will say, ye difficult hai, aisa light background aane se mujhse nahi hota hai, and all those things they were saying. So then I said, ki nahi, ye to possible hai, because even I know technically that it is possible to do it. Then the truth came out that they don't have the source of getting that pastel colors ka powder of the color. The dye nahi milta hai unke gaon mein, which they were, I don't know why they were not telling me all the time. So then I sourced the dyes for them. I sourced कि वो डाई आने के बाद भी उसको किस तरीके से उसको मिलाना है, किस तरीके से उसको यूज करना है. So all the technical know-how, I gave them a weaver from my Banaras village who went there and taught them all the dyeing techniques. The same thing happened with me in Paitan also. In Paitan, if you see any Paithani sari, they have about 5 colors in the jamdani. They have red, pink, orange, green, yellow, and a purple color. Purple is favorite with Maharashtrians. They always use that purple, and I hate that purple color. So every time a sari comes, I give them new colors, new designs, but again that same purple, same red, he gets it weave karke. So I got one day very angry. I said, मुझे काम बंद कर दो, मुझे नहीं चाहिए. हम इतना मेहनत करके सब कलर वाला डाल के हम इतना सोच के देते हैं, आप लोग कुछ करते नहीं है. That is the time he came out with the truth कि हमारे पास वो सोर्स नहीं है हमको ये सब कलर्स के लिए. ऐसे बेवकूफ आदमी मुझे पहले बोल देता था, मैं तुमको पूरा यान के साथ डाई करके I will give you the colors ना. So this was the sum of all this very small restriction which these people used to face, and they never used to tell. It was for them कि गांव की दुकान में जो मिलता है हम वो लेते हैं, वो बनाते हैं, बस. So this is how the whole technical know-how, how the sourcing of the colors I gave. So now in Khadi village in Srikakulam, I use lots of textures there. village is known for khadi. That's okay. They get their yarn, khadi aa jata hai. I started giving them muga, tussar, raw silk, even organza. So they don't have the source to get all these. So I give it to them in the drawing. Everything specified is written. How to put it on the warp. The person from different village, where different sector who knows how to do it will come. He will teach them and show it. In Kanchivaram, I have used chiffon and georgette. Imagine a Kanchivaram village which is known for its silk, a very heavy silk. I have woven organza, I have woven chiffon, I have woven georgette. So my weaver from Bangalore who does chiffon, he has gone to Kanchi, stayed there and showed them how to weave a chiffon sari. So this is how you grow. This is how your ideas come up. And this is how the copycats copy.
I'm sure I get that point, which is still there in the form of a very aggressive anger for copycats being there. But your designs are amazing. They are exclusive. And yes, we can feel the heart and the amount of energy that is going in making that exclusive designs, you know, that you're bringing in. But I'll tell you one thing, Gaurav, I'm sure with this, there's a lot of passion and a committed, dedicated discipline that you get in your schedule.
That you have to have
like?
in
What's
every
your schedule like? I'm sure we want to know that.
Every work you do, you need to have that, right?
Yes, yes.
Not only fashion or textile, anything you do. Without your passion, without that fire, without your commitment, without your dedication, nothing is coming to you. If that is there, then you are successful. And patience. Mainly thing is patience.
My question still comes back to you in terms of discipline, because you wake up at 3:30 in the morning. And what's your 24 hours like? I'm sure we want to know that.
I am at my office at 8:15. 8:30 I am here. My work starts morning 9 o'clock. I start calling all my weavers. I talk to them. What is happening? What is coming? What is any designs, anything you want? Then my design team comes in. I have ideas. They sit and draw. I have about 12-15 people who sit and draw. I can't even draw a straight line. They do the drawings. The whole concept is given by me and they do the drawings and all. Then the coloring happens. So each drawing takes about a month to finish. Then the concept goes to the weaver. This whole thing. Then I sell. I travel almost every day. Now to lockdown. Now to because of Corona, I don't go out, because before March, I used to travel like hell almost every day. Morning, I come to my office, finish my work, take a 1-2 o'clock flight, go to one of my stores where I have appointments, come back in the night flight. So I love to sell also, because I'm creating, I need to sell. I'm into luxury segment. My saris are expensive. I need to stand in front of my customer, explain to them why they are expensive.
Yes.
Customers want to meet me, want to see my face. So I have been all over the world. I travel to New York for a day. I travel to Singapore for a day just to sell.
Amazing.
So
amazing.
I have that same dedication, discipline, passion and everything for creating as well as selling. So since I am selling, I'm standing and selling, then only I will be able to design, right?
True.
Today you come and buy saris from me, and again you come after 2 months. You will say, if you say to me, "Ki, Arey, ye to same hai, last time dekha to," that is very bad on my part. Right. You are coming after 2 months, you are getting money to pay to me, and I'm not able to show you anything, means that's wrong. So I need to be ready for you in 2 months to show you something outstanding. So your money comes out of your bag. Right. And that money is going to come to me and to my weaver.
Sure, in this entire conversation that you gave in, also a very important point that you made, which is there, I would say, for all my students also, where they feel that, when it comes to doing sales or when it comes to marketing, they feel like हमको तो सिर्फ designers बनना है या हम सिर्फ design करेंगे.
अरे designer बन के बेचेंगे कहाँ, पैसा कहाँ से आएगा?
Exactly.
पैसा नहीं आएगा तो बेचेंगे कैसा?
Right.
पैसा आएगा तो आप weaver को पैसा देंगे, right? अपने tailor master को पैसा देंगे.
Very true. So I'm sure
जब तक ठहर के बेचेंगे नहीं, डिजाइन का इंस्पिरेशन कहाँ से आएगा? वो भी तो है.
So it's very important to meet your customers.
It is very, very important. Your designing everything is just 5%. 95% is marketing.
Right. Gaurav, you've made a niche in luxury segment with, just saris. Actually, of course, you are now also exploring into a lot of apparels. But I'm sure saris are really being looked off for, and everyone wants to adorn that one Gaurang, like that one. So how does it feel, and across the world, what are the other cities which you feel have given you that kind of an appreciation for sari,
Everywhere, you name it, and I have been there. I have been all over America. I have been in Europe, London and everywhere. I have been in Middle East. I have been here, Singapore, Malaysia. I have been all over. I have been to Sri Lanka. I have been to Nairobi, South Africa. I have gone and sell all over the world. I'll tell you an example. In Singapore, like I think it was 3 or 4 years back, I had gone on a Saturday evening. I went, one of my customer there wanted to buy sarees and she couldn't come to India. I said, no problem, ma'am, I will come. 2 bag banaya, sarees ka leke gaya. Saturday night I went, Sunday morning, like 6 o'clock, I land in Singapore. 10 o'clock, she comes to my hotel room and finished. We made a big bill.
Wow.
And I came back Sunday night. Okay. Then next Saturday morning, the husband calls me ki 3 of my 3 sarees jo most expensive hai, I would like to give to my wife on Monday morning because it's our anniversary. And I want those 3 sarees in Singapore by Sunday evening. So Saturday morning says Sunday evening, how will it go to Singapore? I again flew to Singapore, delivered the sarees and came to India.
Amazing. I think
so I will tell you, with all the designers, all the upcoming students, it's not only designing, it's not only selling, it is the customer service also. So when I go to America, I have an exhibition. I just go for a day. Like Friday morning, I fly from India. Friday evening, I reach America. Saturday morning is my exhibition. Whole day I stand and sell. Sunday afternoon flight, I take back to India and come. So whatever I have sold on Saturday, I get back with me. I finish those sarees, stitch those blouses, and within 3 days, they are couriered to the customers' houses to America. Within 10 days, they get the sarees. They are so happy. They start wearing them, and again, they come and buy from me.
Yes.
So that's marketing. And that's
Right.
customer service.
Right.
And that is with no extra charges, huh? Only the charge of the sari. So I don't charge for the blouse stitching or the fall or anything. And the courier also. So everything is inclusive.
Right.
So that's what I always tell everyone. It's not only designing, it is marketing, it is everything in here. So you have to be perfect in each and every step of your work.
Right. I'm sure, Gaurang, what you're saying is making a lot of sense, and a lot of people are taking not just inspirations from you, but like my dear friend who just peeped in also in between, he said that you're guiding our heart more than anything else. So this is what
you have to work with this. You have to work with this. If this says this is wrong, then stop it. This is a strong point. While designing also somewhere, like I'll tell you an example. 3 years back, it was February, and I was supposed to show at Lakme Fashion Week a collection. It was summer time, and in December I was ready with the collection, and somewhere something was stopping me. It was not right. It was not right. This is not going on the ramp. This is not what Gaurang is known for. And in January, sometime in beginning of January, I said to my team, no, this is not what I'm going to show. And suddenly, in a day before, I say about 10 days before the show, I got an idea. I am going to show a white collection, a white on white collection. And everyone said, you are mad, white on white, nothing is going to show on the ramp. So it was a white and white chikanskari sari. It was a white on white block printed sari. It was white on white, a Dhakai Jamdani sari. It was a Kota sari. So everything was white on white. And somewhere that white on white I was working with on some time. So since some time. So I said, no, let me put this together and I will do this white on white. And that's what this said. This is the right collection. And then for me, it is not only the clothes, it is the whole atmosphere what I created the ramp. So it was the music, the whole setup, how the models are walking and how they are standing and all that. So for me, for that show, I wanted a poetry to be recited. I didn't want any music. I didn't want anything. So one of my friend in Hyderabad who writes poetry, he's a very great poet. So he recited poetry there. So the show director, Lubna Adams, that day before the show, she said, Gaurang, only poetry, no music. People will get bored. Believe me, 25 minutes without music, sab utke chale jayenge, bore ho jayenge, maza nahi aayega. I said, Lubna ji, please, believe me, this is going to rock. And I had Tabu walking for the show. And the show started with the recital of the poetry without any music. All 44 models coming only in white on white. And believe me, lots of my customers come for my show and each and everyone said we had tears in our eyes. The poetry, the clothes, the whole atmosphere, what you have created was stunning. It was out of the world. We have never seen. And Lubna, she generally messages me later in the night. It was fabulous show. She came running backstage, first time ever, and said, Gaurang, never in my life I have done a show like this.
Amazing.
It's just this and this which tells me, yes, you are on the right path. What you are doing is right. This is what it has to be. And once that tells me, I don't listen to anyone. I don't think twice. I just do it.
Right. So I'm sure Gaurang, Vibha Didi had something to say maybe.
a small question. Gaurang, are you in your office?
Yes.
At the back is Gandhi's photograph.
Gandhi's, so no, this is not photograph. This is again for the Ravi Verma we had woven. So this is Jamdani weaving. This is Gandhi's 150th birth anniversary पे government ने एक stamp बनाया था. तो हमने ये खादी पे, ये खादी पे पूरा जामदानी से weave किया है ये.
And what do you say about him?
उनके बारे में क्या बोलेंगे? See, even he followed his heart and mind, right? उन्होंने बोला है लड़ना है, लड़ना है, लड़ना है, लड़े हैं और जीत के आए हैं.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great. So, Gaurang, I'm sure you have given a lot of insight on this entire, in such a crisp way about your entire journey from how it has been and what it is like. But way forward, just trying to know how much time do you really, goes into doing that entirely one collection when it is always so many, because handlooms takes years to build in.
I know. So last year I had done the Paithani collection. It was again the same thing. I was not getting the right thing in my mind कि मैं क्या दिखाऊं ramp पे. And it was just about 12 days before the show. And I said, yes, this is what it is. The Paithani बताना है मुझे. 12 दिन में हमने सब ready किया. My process is always on. My weavers are working. I have my stocks. I have my stuff. It is just putting everything together.
Right. And at a given point in time, how many types of weaves or what is the kind of length and breadth that you in terms of numbers that you're actually working on?
I don't know.
Hey? No, what I mean to say in terms of the weaving techniques, like you said,
weaving technique, my major technique is Jamdani. I do jacquard also. I do Kanjivarams and Banarsis in jacquards. I work with, mostly it is Jamdani because wherever I want to work, I'll teach those weavers my techniques and work. Because I need to be different, I need to be ahead of others. So I work in, I think I work in 16 states.
16 states, huh?
16 states, and I work in 3 countries. So I work in Cambodia, I work in Indonesia, and I work in Thailand also. I've started working everywhere, but because of this lockdown, I'm not able to travel. But my pieces are getting done and ready. And India, of course, and I want to expand to, I want to travel to Japan and explore there. I want to explore to China also. I do lots of embroideries, the traditional forgotten embroideries like the kasoti, the real Parsi ghara, the chikankari, the Kutch embroideries, the Kashmiri embroideries. I do lots of these things, but only on hand woven saris. Like I do chikankari on Kanjivarams. I do Kashmiri on Kanjivarams. I do lots of these kind of embroideries, but on my saris I do.
Right. So I'm sure it is handcraft and handwovens, which is the most exclusive fact about being a Gaurang product, isn't it?
Right.
Well, with this, I'm sure the chat box is actually full of conversation, comments. I'm sure a lot of questions also which we may have missed out, which students did put up on the Zoom chat box and also on the YouTube chat box. I've actually got a lot coming in. But Gaurang, can we take 1 or 2 questions because I know you are lined up for us.
I have 5 more minutes.
You have 5 more minutes for us? Okay, great. So I'm going to take up a question from YouTube where one of my students, this was Lakshya. Lakshya wants to know, can you suggest some key tips for startups?
Startup in the sense the textile startup?
Yes, a textile startup.
So first you need to identify what you want to do, which village you want to do, what type of weave you want to do, and what type of textile you want to do, what type of garment you want to do. Do you want to do saris? You want to do outfits? You want to do yardages? You want to do home furnishings? And accordingly, then you select your weave, you select your village, and then do the full research. Go and sit there in the village like I have done and learn from the weavers from the beginning of the designing stage to the drawing stage to the loom setup to the yarn sizing, dyeing and everything. And then look at the weaver's limitations and accordingly start giving them designs. So always first, whenever I work with a new village, new set of weavers, first I start working on what designs they already are being working on. Then slowly over the years, I start changing them into my designing and my way of working. It is a laborious, a very patient job. It won't be that you go and that weaver is running and happy to meet you and he's very saying ki आइए भैया आप design दीजिए और हम कर देते हैं. It's nothing like that. It will take 3 to 4 years to 5 years depending on the place. Like till today, over the years I have been to Orissa 2-3 times. I've always wanted to work there, but I can't crack those weavers. I want them to weave my kind of fabric, my kind of silk textiles, my kind of designs and colors, but no, they are stuck that they will do what they want to do. And that's the only sector I always regret that I'm not able to work there. They are one of the finest single ikat weavers, very thin ikat lines they weave, which I would love to explore and do it, but it's not possible for me to.
Okay. Well, I do have a question also here where Ria wants to know that, you know what, like you just spoke about this Orissa challenge that you have. Is there any other major challenge that you really faced over this entire journey, which was...
challenges was always there with every sector. Like when I did Patan, it was like a very, very difficult. I started working with the Salvi family there. And like they were, hum yahi design karte hain, hum yahi color karte hain. See, I'm very particular about my length and the width of the sari also. My saris are always 6 meters in length and 48 inches ready in width. Generally in Banaras, they weave 44 to 45 inches. Patan is always about 43, 44 inches, and the length of the sari is only 525 to 530 meters. But I am very particular about my length of the sari. I like my 7 to 8 pleats to come, long pallu to come. Have you ever seen Kiran Kher wearing a short pallu with less number of pleats? She always loves to wear those, flaunt that pallu and the pleats and the whole sari. That's the beauty of the sari. So I'm always very particular about this. So I always get the resistance from these weavers that no, this is not what we will do. So for first 2-3 years, तो okay, मैं सब सुन लेता हूँ, वो जो बोलते हैं वो करता हूँ, उनकी तरफ से चलता हूँ. Then slowly, once they are used to I am used to there and they are used to seeing my face every other day, then I start changing them. I push them. नहीं भैया, अभी नहीं चाहिए मुझे. अभी मेरा 6 मीटर बनाओ नहीं तो मैं छोड़ के जाता हूँ. So मैं कैसा आदत डालता हूँ उनका मेरा, I pay them full amount of monies on time. I give them so much work that then they are used to me. कि हमको तो इतना पैसा और काम मिल रहा है, अभी ये जो बोलते हैं उनको सुनना पड़ेगा हमको.
Right.
So that is how I work. So that is what, like, you have to be very careful. And one more thing I'll tell you, you have to take a big risk everywhere.
Yeah.
See, when I started, like, people were mad when I started Upada. For first year or so, I couldn't sell one sari also. Like when people came and saw, they said, what is this design? It is so expensive. But I knew one day I am going to be successful. My saris are going to sell. And what I did, for marketing and for selling, to make it popular, I gave some of my saris to my regular customers to free. See the comfort factor, see the wow of the design. I gave them off on cost to cost prices. So first 1.5 years, I gave them like that. Once they started wearing them, when they saw the comfort level, saw the designs, the wow factor of the saris, then they came running back. Now I need more. Then I started flying. So I took that risk. Any new sector I weave, I know that I'm taking that risk. It may work, it may not work, but still I will do it. I will follow my heart.
Right.
So I have always created my own trend. I have not gone according to the market trends. I have created my market. Before me, there was no one who used to sell a 8-10 lakhs ka Jamdani sari. And today, it is very easy for me to sell a 4-5 lakhs ka sari than selling a 3,000, 4,000 ka sari. Any sari which comes in the high range, in the very most intricate weaving, I can, within a day, I can sell it.
Right.
I have created that market. It has taken,
yeah, of course, I'm sure.
It has taken the patience and the risk factor it has taken over the years for me to do it.
Right. Gaurang, I think this is one of my questions. I really love your logo. I really love the way Gaurang is written. It says Gaurang. So, was there something, I'm sure it has also come in from your heart and it is your mind, which has together made it. But do you want to share that with us?
I don't know how it's come. It's just come. This was long back. It was in the year somewhere around 2010 or 11 or something, sometime that time that we were working on it, and it's just happened like that. I don't know how it happened.
Okay, because I always thought there was a very deeper story to it ever since.
There is no deeper story. Nothing is like that. It's just that half is Hindi and half is English.
Okay, lovely. Yeah, but it is very, very Hindi, very much Hindi.
We are part of India, right? So it has to be Hindi. मेरा बस चले तो मैं तो पूरा हिंदी में लिख लूँ उसको.
हाँ, तो ये एकदम सही होता. But yeah, I understand that you had to have that, going the world around, having that international presence. My last question, which has come up from Khushi, where she wanted to know that since you said that you sometimes work with 2-3 various weavers and, like, for example, the Kalamkari and Kanjivaram. So how do you how do your products transport or travel between understanding of 2 to 3 different weaver communities, or how does it happen?
It's so easy. It is just a coordination, nothing else. Once you are so comfortable with the weavers, with your artisans, बस यहाँ कांजीवरम की साड़ी बनी है, वहाँ कलमकारी के लिए तिरुपति चली गई है. So here now what happens is Kanjivaram saree is ready in about 3 months. Okay, when it goes to kalamkari, it will take almost about 6 to 8 months. So you forget about it. My Kanjivarams, I do bandhnis on Kanjivaram. So from the Kanchipuram, then the sarees go. I have a master craftsman in Bhuj. I send it to him for bandhnis. I don't know when the sarees are coming. You just forget about it. And the sarees go to Lucknow for chikankari. It takes a year and a half, 2 years, and suddenly one day the parcel comes ki sari ready hai karke.
Right.
It's like, it's now, see, we, after working for so many years, it's just all bharosa between the weavers and me. Nothing is going anywhere.
True. I'm sure it is and sheer expertise of course coordination, which is a key part of any business.
Everything is easy. See, your lockdown.
Actually, to be very honest, while you were struggling, that was even my challenge.
Believe me, this is my second Zoom meeting in last 5 months. I hate this. So many requests I get. Yesterday was my first, today is my second, and now I have next 2 more meetings. That's it. I get so many requests. First of all, I'm not a this plastic person. Mere samne kuch nahi hai. I'm talking to a bloody screen. I want real people. That's why I'm telling everyone, switch on your videos. I want to see real people.
That's so, in fact, what you're saying is so true. You know, in this lockdown period, after years, I actually started taking class for my students and meeting them after a real big break. But I had to tell them that, guys, मुझे बुला के अपनी दीवारें पेंट करा लो, लेकिन मेरे से ये online class मत करवाओ. So, you know, that feeling of yet being online and not being able to meet the students and, you know, really hit them also sometimes with love or even embrace them when they did something good was a total miss out.
Technology is bad.
Yeah.
Yes. You need to meet real people.
Very true. But yeah, just a little small positive aspect of it that we could touch people around across, you know, like have you right from Hyderabad giving us this insight, and Vibha Didi from
I would have loved to travel to Bombay and given that. I would have come in minutes.
I'm waiting for that to happen for sure.
We will do it. We will
surely do it.
Yes.
We will be very much keen to do it.
My time is up. I have 5:30 another meeting.
Yes, I know that, and thank you for joining, Gaurang. Thank you so much on behalf of my organization, Lamarck School of Art and Bhavyata Foundation, both together. I really express my gratitude for you to join in, and thank you.
Thank you. Vibha ji, namaste. Milenge kabhi.
Namaste. Yes.
Thank you.
Milenge hum sab wapas.
Right.
And from all the students and everyone in the audience also, I hope you all had a great time.
Please show your faces. I need to see that, or else I'm leaving. Bye-bye.
For those of you, I'd request for Gaurang's request, please switch on your cameras, come online.
We have exactly 2 minutes to go online for another one. So come on.
Yeah, so before he switches off, let's maybe do a selfie, or let's have that together with Gaurang, an online selfie that we could, a web-free, I would say. I don't know what you would call this. Maybe
a screenshot you can take of all the people on.
Yeah, of course, I'll take them. I'll share them all with you. Thanks to even Lavina ji for putting up such a wonderful show, out of which, with which.
So please watch her interaction with Sadhguru and Smriti Irani at 7:30.
Yeah, I know she's moderating it at 7:30, so I'm supposed to be logging in for that. And lots of friends here, lots of students here online. So thanks from all of them.
Thank you very much.
Vibha Didi, Mukesh ji and Gaurang ji.
Good luck to all, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
So with this, to all our audience, I would like to say that we are really looking at promoting and taking up the woven art, the handicrafts of people across. We are looking at sharing these catalogs by Vibha Didi and Mukesh ji also, their organization, and many other weavers with all of you very soon. on our websites, and otherwise also we are going to make them facilitated. We would like all of you to please make maximum purchases of all of these so that you're really supporting a livelihood, and we are open to hearing suggestions, comments, and all of that from everyone out there. This chat box definitely after this Zoom meeting will be switched off, but both our websites, I'm putting on screen our social media handles for Bhavita Foundation and Lamarck School of Art for all of you to notice and keep us connected. So you can connect with us on our website. Feel free to write an email to us and give us an overview of everything that you're wanting to say. With this, we would now conclude our meeting. But since Vibha Didi and Mukesh ji are also here, there was one very small question which I would like to quickly take up for you all. Vibha Didi, आपका जो natural colors और paint से जो आपने पूरा presentation दिखाया, वो बहुत ही appreciate हुआ है, और I'm sure उसके बारे में ज़्यादा जानकारी चाहेंगे लोग. तो मे बी अगर आपने कुछ मिस कर दिया हो, क्योंकि हमारे पास टाइम की तभी दिक्कत थी, अगर आप कुछ क्विक शॉर्ट नोट में हमको अगर मैसेज बताना चाहें, प्लीज कन्वे योर मैसेज टू एवरीवन.
No, as I said, that we really need your support in many ways. Not only just by buying, but we like your technical and your mind and your heart into this khadi, because that's one area which gives enormous jobs to people. And because it is a cloth of India, it's the organic fabric of India, like organic food. India is the one country which makes, and the only country in the world which hoists a khadi flag. So I think this, I really request all of you to join the movement and just not the purchase. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And with this on your screens, like I said, you have all our handles. Feel free, stay connected, stay in touch in these not just lockdown times, but otherwise I'm sure for all of us, social media is the biggest possibility of networking today. And let's be there, exchanging ideas, trying to make the most out of everything that we are aiming to do together. I'd like to conclude the session by saying a big thank you. Namaste to everyone, and my warm regards to each and everyone, and lots of love for attending this session, which was so close to even my heart, as much as it is with all of you who have been loving and helping us celebrate a National Handloom Day, which was started by our Prime Minister Modi ji way back, and it's good to have it continued, and looking forward to much more coming up in the near future. Thank you. With this, we conclude our session for today. Namaste.